this week's email was an absolute gold mine.
Yeah.
And to give you an example, you know it's going to be a good email week when you get an email that starts with this, and I quote, "Before I say anything else, I'm more interesting than 99% of the people contacting you. So please, at least start reading this. I'll give you a bonus in the end."
You know what's funny is how many emails we get that start something similar, or start with something similar to that.
Yeah. So this is a guy, Ismo, from Finland, I believe, who basically says the Bible's not reliable, it's not a good source of information, it's not the one-to-one Word of God, and so he goes on impressing us with the fact that he doesn't think the Bible is a very reliable source. And then he gets down to, here comes the kicker. Okay? Then he tells us if you skip the rest of the text, you're not allowed to have any opinions. Wrong, Ismo. I am allowed to have an opinion. But here's what he says. Here's what you do. This is the proof of God, I guess.
Yeah.
Go to a mental hospital's closed section. The bigger the hospital, the better. Get schizophrenics in your hands. Touch them with a pentagram. Anything goes, even one drawn on paper. And he helpfully includes a picture of a pentagram, or a JPEG of a pentagram. I know this sounds insane, but stay with me. 70% of the schizophrenics in U.S. mental hospitals are actually possessed by wandering spirits on earth. Souls of people who've been bound by some strong emotions. So, to paraphrase here, when you touch the possessed person with a pentagram, they feel like it's burning. It's like the symbol is red-hot metal. They will scream and squirm, but don't worry. You aren't harming the person or the body, just the soul taking over it. If you keep the pentagram against the person long enough, they'll give in and leave the body. This is quite graphic, leaving the patient healthy. So anyway, I'm telling you, jump in your car, drive to a hospital, and do this. It's fine for me if you take the honors, if you bring this to publicity. This is not a joke. With your it says affliction on the media, you can cure thousands and thousands of people. So.
Do we have a picture of pentagram?
Yeah, do we have the pentagram?
Can I get, not now, don't worry, don't try and do it now, but next week, I want a pentagram right here, and we'll broadcast, we'll get a show ready where we can take this into mental hospitals, and schizophrenics can put their forehead up against the TV screen and say, this guy is a frickin' loon. Because even the schizophrenics are going to know that. Come on now.
So this was just one of our little email
It was
bag.
a banner week here at the Atheist Experience in the email thing.
Now, Ismo, if you're watching, you can't actually go to a mental hospital and put your hands on the schizophrenics and put a pentagram on their forehead.
Yeah.
Because it's unethical.
Yeah.
See, you're not actually allowed to fuck with the mental patients in the hospital. So we're not going to be doing that experiment. But you feel free, you know, they'll let you in.
I want to know where he got his 70% statistic. 70% of them are possessed. Well, what's wrong with the other ones? I mean, if you took like 100% of the schizophrenics, 70% of them are possessed, and we need to put pinnacles on their foreheads, or pentagrams on their foreheads to cure them. What do we do with the other 30%? And how do we tell which are which? I mean, what is your scientific criteria for making this distinction?
Yeah.
I'm
thinking Ismo has regular access to fellow mental patients.
Yeah.
So.
I'm thinking he might be, he's a schizophrenic who thinks he's in the 30%. I used to have an evil spirit, but I put a pentagram up against my forehead, and it's gone, and so now I'm all better. No, you're not all better. Get back on the meds, buddy.
Yeah.